What percentage of athletes in the Olympics you think are on juice?
Everybody's on steroids.
I don't know. At least more than 50%, I would say.
50? Like 50?
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I would say that as well. I remember hearing Firas Zahabi, like the famous like MMA coach that he's also here in Montreal. Basically, he had kind of this inside look into the World Anti-Doping Agency, and one person was telling him that he thought that 70% of like MMA fighters were on gear.
Dang.
Even though they were being tested regularly. Didn't you see, I think China got like 20 of their athletes like caught for PEDs recently for the Olympics?
There was a news for that?
Yeah, I think it was on the news.
According to an April New York Times report, 23 Chinese swimmers had, months before the Tokyo Olympics in 2021, tested positive for TMZ, a prescription hard drug that can enhance performance and has been banned by the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA.
23 Chinese swimmers.
Third of China's Paris swim team tied to doping scandal.
Yeah, there you go. But think about all those athletes like that you know of, like Michael Phelps, Usain Bolt, right? Lance Armstrong. The thing is that like in the Tour de France, literally everyone was on something. Like it wasn't just him. He was the best of everyone that was doped.
That got
basically.
caught.
That got caught, but they were all on dope. Routes and stages here. Go down. There's a table with the. Okay, oh my goodness, these are all
only one section.
Wow, that is so crazy. One section is like 200 kilometers ish. So what's the total? 3,492 kilometers. Yeah, tell me you don't have to be on juice to do that.
Yeah,
get out of here.
Exactly.
Come on, dude. He admitted it. Remember on Oprah? Do you remember that?
No,
that's where he
remember.
did his confession. Pull it up if you want. Yeah.
What were the questions that people around the world have been waiting for you to answer? And for now, I'd just like a yes or no. Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
In your opinion, was it humanly possible to win the Tour de France without doping 7 times in a row?
Not in my opinion.
Yeah.
There you go.
Welcome to Curasolic, the show where we question the past and imagine the future. In this episode, Evan and I talked about the future of the human race in the context of biotechnology and human enhancements. We mainly talked about the enhanced games and how the future of the Olympics is changing, and also how humans are changing with the help of biotechnology such as Neuralink and gene editing.
If you like this kind of content, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment on YouTube, as this lets the algorithm know that you like this kind of content. Also, you can watch us on all other major streaming platforms, and all this will help us to grow the show. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Dude, did you hear about the enhanced games?
I sure did.
It's so crazy, man. Like, I don't know. I was listening to like a lot of the interviews that like some of the CEOs were doing, and it's just like really insane what they're coming up with these enhanced games.
Yeah, I mean, I just saw the thumbnail episode for Joe Rogan, and that's what kind of piqued my interest. Just read a bit the description there about what's to come with these. I didn't watch anything, so I'm a bit clueless too.
Yeah,
man.
I think
want to learn more.
Yeah, I think the CEO, his name is Aaron D'Souza, and yeah, basically what the enhanced games is, if like you're not aware, is basically obviously every 4 years there's the Olympics, right? Like the summer and then the winter, and now they're doing the enhanced games, which is a separate, third-party organization that's organizing this sporting event where all the athletes are just going to be juiced to the gills, essentially.
Like one of them said, actually.
Yeah.
Which hint,
we might be getting on soon.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, like they're doing these enhanced games, and it's just gonna be crazy to see what people are actually capable of when they're on full blast mode.
It puts a lot of things into question and what we've come to expect from sport games and the Olympics, especially when the Olympics are known to be the top of the top, the best of the best athletes, and now they're accepting people who can have steroids or enhance their bodies in different ways and be able to compete. Although the thing is, a lot of people already know just behind closed doors what these athletes do, and some are actually on those drugs even in the regular games. So it's like, is it that different than the regular games, or is it this one is just being transparent about it, and then people don't like that,
What percentage of athletes in the Olympics you think are on juice?
I have no idea, man. I mean, I don't know. I always hear people say most of them or a lot of them are.
Let's see what Google thinks about that. Let's just get like an approximate number. The enhanced game shows up on Google. That's funny. It's not showing too much here. Reddit.
Just Reddit.
Doping in the Olympic Games.
Oh, maybe Wikipedia could tell us something. Okay, competitors at the Olympic Games have used banned athletic performance enhancing drugs. Yeah, okay.
I don't know. I feel like we're not gonna get a real number here.
No, because who's gonna know though?
Yeah. Although, what's your guess? Just to speculate.
I don't know. At least more than 50%, I would say.
50? Like 50?
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I would say that as well.
At least 50%.
When I was thinking about this question, I remember hearing Firas Zahabi, like the famous like MMA coach that he's also here in Montreal.
Yeah.
He was saying that like back in the WADA days of the UFC, so like there was USADA, and then prior to that there was WADA, the World Anti-Doping Agency, and that's the body that was basically doing some of the drug tests, but it wasn't very like stringent like drug testing. It was just kind of like drug testing, like not in a very disciplined strict manner. And basically he had kind of this inside look into the World Anti-Doping Agency, and one person was telling him that he thought that 70% of like MMA fighters were on gear.
Dang.
Even though they were being tested regularly.
And they still, pass the test.
Yeah. Because there are ways to like bypass those tests, right?
Yeah.
And when you're competing at a high level, these guys, they're surrounded and they're in that culture and they know how to like get around it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. So, yeah, even though there isn't any figure online that's going to tell us, I mean, obviously that's kind of hard to, calculate, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Didn't you see, I think China got like 20 of their athletes like caught for PEDs recently for the Olympics?
There was a news for that?
Yeah, I think it was on the news.
According to an April New York Times report, 23 Chinese swimmers had, months before the Tokyo Olympics in 2021, tested positive for TMZ, a prescription hard drug that can enhance performance and has been banned by the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA.
That we were just talking about, yeah.
Okay.
23 Chinese swimmers.
Third of China's Paris swim team tied to doping scandal.
Yeah, there you go. But the thing is that these Olympic Games are like highly politicized, right?
Yes.
That's the thing. It's all like representing a country. So like the government wants the athletes to do good so that the country looks good.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't a lot of these people be on steroids or any of these performance enhancing drugs, right?
Yeah, but then there's the risk of getting caught, and then that like tarnishes
exactly
the reputation, right?
And I guess that's how the enhanced games are kind of marketing themselves. Where like, this is like
there's
an open
no
book.
worry,
exactly.
Anybody can do whatever they want. Okay, so anybody can be enhanced, but like, how is it equal? I guess so. It's like somebody can dope more than somebody else, and
it's like this. It kind of reminds me of how like in Formula One, like the race car, driving. Basically, it's like whatever team has like the best engineering for their cars. It's kind of like this.
You're just lucky to have that,
so if you have like a good doctor prescribing you the right stuff, you become like this super performant human being.
Or I guess it's sort of the same where it's just regular athletes, like whoever is able to train harder and practice better or has just better genes in general that can help him perform better. But in this case, it's like both of you have to be a super athlete plus have the best, drugs tailored to you and make you enhanced as best as possible. So it's like, is it a competition of like performance or performance enhancing drugs?
No, that's the thing, right? I guess it depends. Yeah, exactly. Who has the best doctor? Who has the best team working around the athlete?
Yeah.
Depending on, because there are some hyper responders, right, to like certain like steroids. Like for example, you could think about like Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? He was like a hyper responder to steroids.
Yeah.
Like obviously he has great genetics, but also when he took steroids, like he brought him to the next level, right? So yeah, there's that. There's obviously the genetics that are at play here, and just I guess like performance in general, like how good the person is at that specific sport.
Yeah. It's just, the enhanced games lets these athletes just have, bars free, freedom to do as much as they want. And
yeah. So do you think the enhanced games will showcase what human potential really is, with modern medicine and biotechnology, or is it going to set unrealistic standards for natural athletes?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, because now the natural athletes are going to be like, well, why can't I run, 5 seconds faster, than that enhanced athlete? Am I bad, compared to them? Am I worse? Why can't I achieve that? It puts things into question, and it's like, well, what is it that we appreciate more? The potential of a human naturally being able to reach certain, performances, or who can jack themselves up with the most juices and drugs possible. It blurs the lines. You don't know.
Yeah, I think actually it's gonna do both, right? Because let's say some of these Olympic athletes are gonna push themselves to the next level, and you're gonna see that, you're gonna be like, wow, I didn't think human beings were capable of that. But then some natural athletes are gonna look at that and be like, well, I'll never be that because I'm not on drugs. And I understand that, I think that's how people are going to look at it. Look, as someone that's like I compete in sports, like powerlifting, I know what an enhanced lifter is going to do compared to me. And I know I'll never reach that, Well, I'm like, for example, if someone has incredible genetics for lifting, then maybe he'll be able to match some of the enhanced numbers, but I'm not there. Like, I know I won't match someone on PEDs. So like for me, it's well set in my, like, it's clear in my head,
Okay, so the athletes who are natural should, be able to differentiate between what their ceiling is versus what the ceiling is for an enhanced athlete. Yeah, I mean, I guess, it's just like different performances, sports performances. Basically, someone who is on, steroids, how much can they push? They have a higher ceiling. Can they reach that, higher ceiling? Versus someone who's natural. It's like, I don't know, it's like looking at an ant and seeing how much stuff that ant can carry. And then you're like, oh, well, a human can carry more, but a human is more an enhanced form of an animal, But it's still impressive for like an ant to carry, I don't know, like a big pencil or something on top of him, which they kind of are in general. They're known to be able to carry a lot of weight, like, multiple times their weight, compared to us that we can't even do that actually. So they're pretty incredible. But it's just in that aspect of saying, what are within the limits that you're in and how much you're able to perform in those limits.
Yeah. And do you think the enhanced games will challenge like the legitimacy of some of these like Olympic accomplishments? Because how many of these Olympic athletes were actually on drugs when they set these world records?
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like we're making the enhanced games, but it's like was the regular Olympics
not already the enhanced
games? It's like, hello, maybe this was already the enhanced games all along. So it muddies the waters, and it's like, okay, so the Olympic Games, this like challenges the actual Olympic Games to be like, well, prove that you guys are natural,
Yeah, exactly.
And not like,
how do we know that like these athletes were like, we could give them the benefit of the doubt, obviously, because they are subjected to like serious testing.
Yeah.
Although based on what I know from my my own time in sports and me competing, I know there like some people, they get around it and they take drugs. Like, I don't take drugs and I never will probably, and it is possible to get around it. And if you take this and you expand it to like the higher level, like the Olympic, the highest possible level of sport, then for sure people are going to find ways to cheat.
For sure. Because it's like the ego of the person who wants to push more and more, higher numbers, better speed, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. It's like, why would they not,
Better recovery.
Yeah, or that. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of benefits. You know, you build more muscle, you're stronger, just everything. You know, although the negatives cannot be denied. You know, long term.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
that's one of the things I'm wondering about this enhanced games. Like these enhanced games is like, are they thinking like of the long term health of the athletes? Like, I wonder what their, you know, boundaries are in terms of like, are they going to push the athletes to do like, you know, crazy cycles?
Well, is there a limit?
Like, is there a limit? There should be, because, you know, some of these
Like, how much
cycles
can
can
they
be very
abuse?
dangerous. Yeah.
I know, that's a good question. Well, that's what I was saying. You know, it's like, is there a limit? Like, okay, everyone, you can only do this many drugs, but like, what is the limit? Like, how could you actually?
Yeah, everyone has a different tolerance as well, right? I mean, some people they could tolerate higher cycles, whereas others they can't.
Exactly. So yeah, it's like, what does it promote? You know, does it promote, oh, just use drugs, kids? You know,
Yeah.
to younger people, even, who knows? You know, where they're like, oh, so I should maybe take drugs if I want to compete in sports. You know, I'll be better than everyone.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are looking at this from like two different aspects and ways. Like some people are like, oh, this is going to show what humans are capable of. Other people are like, is this really what we're teaching our kids? You know?
Yeah, I haven't heard those point of views, but I imagine that a lot of people are worried that it's gonna like influence kids and what they see of. Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, are the Olympics already not? You know.
Well, it's because it's not advertised that way.
Yeah.
You know.
No, it's just hidden. It's in the background, kids. You know, you don't see it. But
That's the thing. Yeah, there's a dark truth behind a lot of these. You know.
Santa is not real.
Yeah, exactly. Santa's not real. Yeah, you see these crazy athletes performing these incredible feats of like not just strength, but you know, these incredible feats just in general.
Yeah,
of
but
speed and
Olympic Games aside, though, but just in general, just in pop culture too, like in movies, whatever. Right? There's so much talks in how actors, you know, juice themselves and take steroids.
exactly. That's another example.
A lot of
that.
young people look up all these actors, you know, Batman, Superman, whoever, you know. And, you know, a few months before, the actor is all flobby and has a dad bod and then gets jacked and ready to play this role.
Like The Rock is natural, right?
He still claims
Yeah,
that.
he still claims natural, I think. No, he doesn't like claim natural. He just kind of like brushes it off every time that he's
like, yeah,
not on anything.
I'm just training hard, guys. You know, just hard work.
I'm in the
principle,
gym,
discipline.
Iron Paradise, eating my pancakes, cheap meals, making these gains.
Oh, The Rock. Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth's another one.
Oh yeah, him too. Yeah, for sure. I mean, playing Thor in like those latest, installment of Marvel, where it was like really huge at one point.
There was that meme where he has like that huge upper body and those like tiny
Oh,
chicken
the
legs.
tiny. Yeah, that's funny.
But that's a
like
good
those.
example. Yeah, good example. Like with the Hollywood movie scene.
Because they also claim they're natural, or you look at those actors and you think, oh, I can maybe do that, you know?
Mm-hmm. One of them that like a lot of people were debating recently if he was like natural or not was Jake Gyllenhaal for his role in Roadhouse.
Yeah. I don't
What do you
think
think?
so.
I don't think so. It doesn't
think
look like it.
No. It's like too quick, you know?
No, but he's always had a pretty good physique. I mean, the guy has really good genetics,
he's good.
but doesn't seem natural to me.
No, I don't think so. I think he also did another movie like in the past where he was like a boxer or something. I forgot what that movie was called, but even in that, I bet he wasn't. All of these actors.
Whenever you have a hunch that someone might not be natural for one of these Hollywood movies,
They probably aren't.
the chances are they aren't.
Yeah.
Especially in Hollywood. I'm not saying like, let's say you see someone like in real life that has a crazy physique, could be has good genetics.
Yeah.
Although in Hollywood,
Yeah, exactly. In Hollywood, it's even less probable because why would they? Right? Their
Right.
whole
They don't have an incentive.
incentive.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Their whole incentive is to be the best possible actor, you know, for that movie. Even if they didn't want it, the studio will want, because they're like, no, we're not paying millions of dollars for this for you to look like crap.
one guy that like I'm always surprised that I think that he might not actually be on any steroids is Henry Cavill for like when he played like the Witch in The Witcher. Like I think he has like an actual achievable like physique for like those roles.
Yeah, because he looked less steroidy.
No, he looked like
He looked
kind
big,
of,
but
he
not
looked big,
like-
but he had some body fat, and like that's kind of what like an actual good natural physique looks like.
You have some body fat. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
you're gonna have body
when
fat.
you're huge and like shredded. That's a sign of.
Yeah. And if it happens really quick, that's like a sign. Like Henry Cavill always had, like, yeah, I think for some of his roles he was a little skinnier.
Yeah.
But I think he built up his like,
Yeah.
you know,
But you
his
think
body
in
over time.
general he's natural,
I think
or
so.
he's never done?
I don't know if ever, but I think for that role, I think he
Okay.
might have been natural.
Maybe.
It's pretty impressive.
I mean, yeah, I haven't followed his roles too much. Or I haven't seen a lot.
Well,
of
like
his
I think
movies.
what, you know, like that scene in The Witcher, where like
Yeah, when
he
he's
was
like-
like, yeah,
yeah,
he's
all
like in the
naked,
tub or
yeah.
whatever. Like apparently he had to like dehydrate for like a couple days and
Oh
shit.
shit! Okay.
Yeah, I think he takes his roles pretty seriously.
It just goes to show that what you see on screen there, it's not achievable on a daily basis.
Right, but that's another point. There's all these other techniques, right? There's like, you know, flushing yourself of water. First of all, that's gonna make you look like it's gonna make the muscle pop out way more. It's gonna be closer to the skin.
So if I go on a date, I should flush out and
If you want to look shredded, sure. If you want to look jacked, maybe not. But yeah, like but those are other like methods, right? Like they flush the water. Then there's the lighting, all these things.
yeah,
They all add
movies
up.
are obviously good at that.
Exactly, for sure. Like these crazy production.
I mean, I've heard even that sometimes they use CGI for like, you know, I heard like apparently there was some VFX channel that reviews some stuff like that, and they said on the Deadpool trailer apparently Hugh Jackman, sorry, yeah, his arm was like CGI'd in. Apparently, it wasn't big enough.
Oh my god.
So, you know, maybe they could do that, and maybe that's the thing. Maybe CGI will get so good in the future, well, the actors are like, okay, you don't need to be on drugs. We'll like enhance you digitally.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman is a funny one. Like I think he actually claims natural. It's kind of funny because like I saw an interview of him and like, oh, how did you get so jacked for like you know, Wolverine or whatever? He's like, oh, I did a lot of deadlifts. Right, it was the deadlifts that made you jacked.
Why am I not jacked? You know.
Yeah, I do a lot of deadlifts, not that jacked. But yeah, I mean,
So
it's crazy, man. Like there are a lot of ways to, you know, trick people into like believing something, right?
that's the thing. So it puts things into question. I mean, I don't know. Maybe these enhanced games are, you know, good in that sense where it puts things into question, where people are like, you know, what about the regular Olympic Games? How much can we trust this now?
Yeah, I think maybe that's what's gonna come out of this, you know.
Or maybe people are like, we don't want the regular Olympics. Just let it be, you know.
Yeah.
The enhanced games is the Olympics now, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like some people are wondering like how well these games are gonna do. My prediction is that it's gonna do pretty well.
I think it's gonna do pretty
it's
well.
gonna do pretty well.
I think it's gonna be pretty popular right from the get go because it's something different, and I think people would be excited to see what sort of records can be broken.
And another reason why I think athletes might actually be excited about this is that they have this business model where they're providing 6-figure salaries to the athletes and also giving a $1 million reward if that athlete beats a world record. If they set a new world record, they receive a $1 million reward. The thing is, in the Olympics, athletes were barely paid at all. They weren't receiving any salaries or anything, or very little.
Yeah, which is kind of stupid. I always thought they would get a reward, just a medal.
Yeah, let's look that up. How, like, what is the base salary, or like what are Olympic athletes paid?
The International Olympic Committee says on its website that it does not compensate athletes directly for their participation in the games. Instead, it is up to each national Olympic to decide whether they want to compensate their athletes.
So it's up to the country.
Huh.
Okay, but let's see. Like, for example, like U.S. athletes, how much are they paid?
The U.S. Olympic does not pay American athletes to compete in the games.
Goodness.
Wow.
That's crazy. That is so crazy.
Why not?
I don't get it.
Wouldn't you want to
Why
incentivize even more for your country to win?
That seems so crazy to me. I don't know why
US athletes don't get paid to compete in the Olympics, but they can still earn money. I guess what, from like sponsors and shit?
So yeah, I guess they're getting sponsorship money, but like, why? What would be the incentive to participate? I guess because it's on the biggest stage. Is that why?
Well, it's just, like, what is the incentive? I mean, I guess to earn your reputation as,
yeah, obviously a lot of people
like your
do this for
name,
the glory.
basically.
Yeah, but they do this for like the glory, right? Like, oh, I won the Olympics. You know, obviously that's a huge achievement.
Yeah.
I
Like,
guess
well,
that's the incentive.
like you going to a powerlifting competition, you're not getting
Yeah.
paid.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
I just do
doing
it
for
because I want
yourself.
to do it. Yeah.
Which is fine, but I find it pretty, lame.
Yeah, it's a little lame. I mean, but that's the thing. So it is really compelling for people that are participating in the enhanced games to receive at least a salary. Already a 6-figure salary is pretty good. So as soon as they
So at
participate, at base 6-figure salary, and then if they break a world record, they get paid $1 million.
Holy shit. Okay,
That's
so they're
pretty
really
good.
pushing them to want to
Oh yeah,
even more.
But that was such a flawed part of the Olympics. Like, why the fuck were the athletes not being compensated?
well, like the UFC, they're paid. Or like any
sport.
NBA.
Well,
they're
the
paid.
thing is with the UFC is that they have a contract. So they're paid per contract. They obviously have a salary per contract, and then they have win bonuses.
Yeah.
And then they have, if they have the title, I think they get paid. They have they gain points as they defend their title, and they get paid more and more as they defend,
okay. I think that in that sense of them paying their athletes, the enhanced games are setting themselves up for,
Yeah.
a win.
For sure.
You
I mean, I wonder why. I still don't get it. It's a little crazy to me that the Olympics were never paying their athletes. Why is it up to the countries? Why is it up to the countries? Shouldn't the IOC pay the athletes at least some base salary to participate?
And I bet they get so much money from all of this too.
They must make so much money. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's another question we could Google. How much money does the IOC make from the Olympics? IOC revenue USD 7.6 billion.
Oof.
61% from broadcast rights, 30% from top program marketing rights, 5% other rights, and 4% other revenue.
Okay, but mainly from broadcasting rights.
Distribution to the Olympic movement USD 4.2 million every day. 90% Olympic Games, athlete development and Olympic movement, and 10% IOC operations and activities. So every day they dispersed $4.2 million. Okay.
Okay, but
but how much are they worth? What is $4.2 million for these guys?
No, it's fine. But okay, so they are paying, but what are they paying? It's entirely privately funded ever since the first modern Olympic Games in Athens in 1896. It has relied upon contributions from commercial partners in order to stage the games, support the Olympic movement. The IOC redistributes 90% of its revenue, meaning that every day it is the equivalent of over 4.2 million USD to distribute to support athletes and sport organizations at all levels around the world. Sponsorships in various forms that support the Olympic movement. Okay,
so it's saying it's redistributing 90% of its revenue.
to
And none of that revenue is redistributed to the athletes.
Well, but it's saying to support out, but I don't get
to
it.
support athletes, but they're
but
not
what
paid.
is-
It literally says that this the base salary for these athletes is up to the country to decide.
Yeah, so so I guess they pay to sports organizations and whatever.
But they're not directly paying the athletes,
Okay.
which is a little funny to me. Dude, did you hear that? This is a side topic here, but did you hear that a lot of these Olympic athletes actually, a lot of them are not actually participating. They're just kind of they have this village where a lot of the athletes, they kind of gather, and apparently all of them are,
Okay.
having sex with each other.
Wait, what?
Did you hear about that?
Wait, what? Say that
So
again?
whenever they host the Olympics, they go to this so-called village.
What
I don't
village?
know I don't know where the village is, but there's this village that they kind of organize, and they I guess they take care of the housing and the food, and this is where a lot of the athletes are staying.
Their stay, like their hotels or wherever they are.
And apparently a lot of athletes are just
sleep around?
sleep around with each other.
What the fuck?
Look it up as well. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so they have an actual.
They're having other types of Olympic games.
What is it called? Athlete Village.
I guess sex scandals or something. Let's Google that. Let's see what
No,
happens.
we're looking at some juicy.
There's this Reddit article, Sex Mad Olympic Village, where athletes have hot tub hookups. How the Olympic Village became known for its sexy escapades.
What the hell is this? The Beijing Olympics may be more about social distancing than sexual healing. With the village's race history and a lot of condoms, we're betting the games won't just be on the field. Elite athletes train their entire lives with the hopes of just sniffing an Olympics. We're talking 3 a days, hours of physical therapy.
Dude, what the fuck is this article though? Like, who the fuck published this?
Just like,
This is just a random article.
Okay.
I don't think it's very legit. The New York Post.
yeah.
Secrets of the crazed Olympics sex culture. It's inevitable.
What? Were provided cardboard beds in Tokyo. After athletes were provided cardboard beds in Tokyo, leading many to wrongly suggest Olympic organizer did to prevent sexual activity amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Ted Key explained that sex in the village is inevitable no matter what. The sex ban is a big laughing stock for me. It doesn't work at all. Oh, that sex is always an issue in the village. Olympic officials later indicated that beds were in place because of their sustainability and sturdiness.
What the heck?
The athletes are at their physical peak at the Olympics. When the competition is over, they want to release their energy.
Oh my god.
All right.
You learn something every day, huh?
They need to release the energy.
Oh man, that's
So
funny.
they do it with each other. Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised that some might, hook up or something, but they have a whole
yeah.
escapade. Yeah.
Sexcapades.
Sexcapades.
Yeah. That's wild, man. But yeah, this whole enhanced games thing is really interesting to me. I'm definitely gonna watch it. I mean, I want to see what this is about.
I'd be down. I mean, man, I haven't really watched the Olympics in.
Yeah, I don't really watch the Olympics. I mean, I don't really care for it.
Yeah, the last one was Tokyo.
But think about all the, those athletes like that you know of, like Michael Phelps or Usain Bolt, right? Like all these really high level athletes. Like, do you think that they were
that's the thing.
something?
Them,
Yeah.
I doubt.
You doubt it that they were not taking something?
No,
or
I
taking
doubt
something?
that they were.
Natural.
Exactly. They were taking. That's what I mean.
You think they were?
Yeah, I think they were. Honestly, because like, I don't know. It seems too,
Good to be
too,
true.
yeah.
Yeah. The thing is that like when it does seem too good to be true, maybe it is.
Maybe it is.
I'm not saying that like it's possible that they weren't natural, but I don't know. It just seems because like whenever someone exceeds like the second place person by like such a crazy
big
margin,
yeah.
then it does seem like there might be something going on behind
It's
the
like,
scenes.
are you that much better than the second place?
Yeah, but the thing is that you got to think about it, right? Like, let's say we could think about Lance Armstrong. Do you remember who he is? So
his whole scandal.
Yeah, his whole scandal. The thing is that like in the Tour de France, literally everyone was on something. Like it wasn't just him. He was the best of everyone that was doped.
That got
basically.
caught.
That got caught, but they were all on dope. Like they did like I think they did few like further investigations, and a lot of them actually popped as well.
Yeah.
So he was like the best of the people that were doped. Basically, there's nothing really like surprising, you know. Like, yeah, okay. The thing that's surprising about Lance Armstrong is that like the lengths that he went to like hide everything. You know his like organization, like his cancer foundation. I can't remember the name. What's the name of his foundation? I think it was it Forever Strong? Am I wrong? Live Strong. That was the name. Yeah.
Oh, Live Strong. Oh, that's him?
Yeah, Live Strong, the Live Strong Foundation. Yeah, remember those bracelets, dude? Remember that?
No, not really.
Man, I remember when I was young, a lot of people had these bracelets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So apparently this whole Livestrong thing,
Yeah.
a lot of it was to cover up like the whole scandal.
Oh, okay. So they don't investigate or just what, like to
Like
distract?
Yeah, exactly, like a distraction.
Okay.
So he
We're
kept
helping people.
yeah, he kept like doing these crazy like appearances and interviews, and he's like, all right, like I'm doing this for people that have cancer, and I want to prove that like it's possible to come back, because he had cancer himself, right?
Okay.
And it's possible to come back, and a lot of it was just to cover up that he was like juiced to the tits.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I don't know a lot about his whole story and thing. I've just heard, here and there.
I remember doing a school project on I did a school project when I was younger in high school about sports scandals.
Oh,
and
really?
One of the, yeah,
you're
one of
well
the
versed in
articles,
it.
yeah, one of the articles that we had written was about Lance Armstrong.
Did you do one on Tiger Woods?
Actually, I think we did. I think one of those, because we wrote a few scandals, and I think when I was in in 12th grade, I guess that was right around when the Tiger Woods scandal happened. Yeah.
But his was more like with his personal life. And
Yeah,
all that. Yeah,
that's the
which
thing.
isn't like related to his performance or
just the Lance Armstrong thing though is so crazy to me.
But yeah, it's a
Like he
real-
cheated in all 7 of the Tour de France things that he did. It's so wild.
Yeah, I bet because people are looking up to him and saying, "Wow, this amazing cyclist," and then it turned out, nope.
He was an amazing cyclist.
Oh, yeah. Cycle that shit. But hey, he can come down to the enhanced games and they're wide open.
Dude, imagine that. Lance Armstrong at the holy crap. Dude, Lance Armstrong, if you're watching this, you have to make a comeback.
But do they have at the Olympics cycling?
Do they have? I think they do. No. Well, we have to think about, do the enhanced games have cycling? Because some of the events that are in the Olympics will not be in the enhanced games.
Oh,
they're
they'll have
choosing which
different-
ones. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Summer Olympics.
Yeah, mountain bike racing entered
mountain.
the Olympic program at the Atlanta Olympics, but I don't know if is that what Lance Armstrong did? I don't think.
Has been contested at every Summer Olympic Games since the birth of the modern Olympic movement, at which a road race, a 5-track events were held. Mountain bike racing entered the Olympic program at the Atlanta. Oh, okay. Where the first when men and women competed in the same number of events in all cycling disciplines. Okay. But Tour de France is the one that's known.
But that's not an Olympic.
It's
event.
just man, how freaking long is this?
But dude, that's the thing. To participate in one of these events, you have to be on something. Like, look how far these guys are traveling. Like,
Yeah.
this is crazy.
It goes outside of France even. It goes to
It goes
Italy.
to Italy as well. Yeah. Holy
Where
shit.
do they
Oh
start?
wait, look. It says Firenze is where they start.
Oh,
Right there. Point
so
one.
they start from
So
Italy.
they start from Italy, and then they make their way. Where's the last destination? They go all around and
10,
they end in
50.
Monaco. I guess Monaco. I see 21 there.
21. Oh yeah, they end. Yeah, probably in Monaco. Yeah,
Nice place to finish a race.
yeah, really. It's a pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
But damn, they do the whole of. How many kilometers is this?
I don't know. I was gonna ask. I'm not sure. The 2024 Tour de France will be the 111th edition of the Tour de France. It will start in Florence. Yeah, it will start in Florence, Italy, on June 29, and will finish in Nice.
It's starting
Nice.
in a few days.
How do you say that?
Nice.
Nice,
France.
France. The race will not finish in or near Paris for the first time since its inception, owing to preparations for the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris.
Oh,
The
so it's
Olympics are
happening
in Paris. Okay.
Oh. Teams. 22 teams will take part. Okay, but where does it say the distance?
Routes and stages here. Go down. There's a table with the.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, these are
all-
only
one
wow,
section?
That is so crazy.
Just
So
already one is
one section is like 200 kilometers ish. So what's the total? 3,492 kilometers. Yeah, tell me you don't have to be on juice to do that.
yeah,
Get out of here.
exactly.
Come on, dude.
Oh,
It's so ridiculous to think that like someone has to be natural in order to do that.
I think I know someone who could do this without being on juice. I think someone we know.
Yeah, someone we know could do it. But there's no way. Dude.
But that's the thing. It's like, you think someone natural is gonna be like, yeah, I think I could do that.
Yeah.
In like 100 days, maybe. You know,
dude.
How many days does it even take to?
Yeah, how long is like this last? Like, I've never watched a Tour de France ever, so I don't fucking know. Yeah. But 24 days, dude. I thought that would have taken me 24 years.
Oh shit. Okay, so it does take almost a month. Fuck.
Yeah, but still, that's not even like that many days.
Really? Yeah, man. The race alternates between clockwise and counterclockwise circuits. 20 to 22 teams of 8 riders usually compete. Man, that is insane.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? So it's like teams that are like, I guess, relaying.
Oh, okay.
It's not like one dude fucking going over 3,000 kilometers.
Okay, so it's like what team can win.
Yeah, it's like it goes by team, yeah.
Let's see some of the records, I guess.
I guess Lance Armstrong's records were like pulled.
Yeah, so are they not considered anymore?
Yeah, just Google Lance.
Oh, Lance.
Oh, there he is. Okay, 95. Just Google like Lance Armstrong. Lance Armstrong, born whatever, is an American cyclist who was the only rider to win 7 Tour de France. Yeah, that we know, but what are his times?
Who was later stripped of all his titles after an investigation revealed that he was the key figure in a wide-ranging doping conspiracy while he compiled his... Yeah, what were his records? They don't want you to know his
They don't want you to know, dude.
Maybe Wikipedia would say.
Or just ask ChatGPT what is his records.
Seems like nobody...
Yeah, just ask ChatGPT.
Okay.
In 99, his total time was 91 hours and 32 minutes. 91 hours? That's it? Holy crap. That's insane.
But how? I thought it took 20...
Well, that's his... I guess that's his part, right, of the race.
Oh, okay. Tour de France total time 86 hours, 82, 83, 83, 86. Damn. These times reflect the grueling nature of the Tour de France race, covering 3,500 kilometers over 3 weeks, including various types of terrain such as flat. So he did the 3,500 kilometers
alongside his teammates? Question mark.
Well, no, let's just say in those times by himself or with a team. In professional cycling, especially in the events like the Tour de France, although individual cyclists are celebrated, they heavily rely on the support of their team. Lance Armstrong, during the Tour de France victories, was part of the U.S. Postal Service team, later known as the Discovery Channel team. Here's how team dynamics play a crucial role. Domestics. These are the team members who support the lead rider, in this case Armstrong. They help by setting the pace and protecting the lead rider from wind, drafting, providing mechanical assistance such as giving their bike or parts if the leader has a mechanical issue, fetching food and drinks from the team car, controlling the race by chasing down breakaways from other teams. Team strategy. The team devises and executes strategies to protect the lead rider and ensure they are in the best positions, and ultimately positioning the leader well in the peloton and making tactical decisions about when to attack or defend.
Attack or defend? What the fuck are you defending or attacking?
What is this? Like a...
Dude, it's a war.
Like a war of cyclists. Like they're riding with bats. Mini Uzis.
Clear!
Boss.
Fire in the hole!
I don't get it. Okay. In mountainous stages, teammates help pace the leader up climbs and shield him from attacks.
What the fuck?
What is GPT saying?
Time trials. There are time trials, and individual time trials. In team trials, the entire team works together to achieve the best possible time. Okay, so yeah, I guess the team is heavily involved.
Okay, so yeah, so the team acts like a support, like, oh, he needs help, oh, let's attack the enemy team.
Cover and move.
Reloading.
Protect the left flank. Oh, man.
Okay. Anyways,
yeah,
okay.
That's wild.
So he did finish in 90 hours or 86 hours?
That's the thing, man. Like, obviously Lance Armstrong is insanely good at cycling. Let's be real.
Yeah, even without the drugs, like
Yeah.
who can do
Who
this?
can match up? If you would take any random Joe on the street,
Yeah, give
you
him the-
juiced him to the gills like Lance Armstrong juiced himself, he would not do as
No.
good. Come on, let's be real.
Yeah, exactly. So, but you know, people want to get angry because you lied. He's like, how dare you?
Yeah. But yeah, the lying part obviously is not cool on his part.
No. Yeah, for sure.
Like, yeah. There's maybe other ways he could have approached the situation, I think. I mean, I don't think he needed to cover up like all of what he did, and you know.
Like when he got caught, he should have just admitted.
No, he admitted it. Remember on Oprah? You remember that?
No,
that's
I don't
where he did
remember.
his confession. Pull it
Oh,
up if
really?
you want. Yeah.
We've been pulling up quite a bit of.
Today's a pull it up episode.
Start with the questions that people around the world have been waiting for you to answer. And for now, I'd just like a yes or no. Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
Yes or no. Was one of those banned substances EPO?
Yes.
Did you ever blood dope or use blood transfusions to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
Did you ever use any other banned substances like testosterone, cortisone, or human growth hormone?
Yes.
Damn.
Yes or no? In all 7 of your Tour de France victories, did you ever take banned substances or blood dope?
Yes.
In your opinion, was it humanly possible to win the Tour de France without doping 7 times in a row?
Not in my opinion.
Yeah. So,
There you go.
if the
If
man himself,
the man says it's not possible,
I
you
guess
think,
you know, in a row too, right? Not
Yeah,
only
right.
once,
Right.
7 times.
yeah. But if he says it, you know, do you think other athletes are not doing it as well? Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways,
We covered
we
quite a
went
bit on this.
on the enhanced
you know.
games. Yeah, we wanted to also talk about other human enhancements.
Yeah.
And one of those is what Neuralink has been doing in their clinical trials. So did you hear that they started testing on humans?
Oh yeah, I sure did. And there was that one guy, the paraplegic, that
Yeah.
got, you know, the implant in him, and he's doing like really crazy stuff with his brain, you know, without even moving. He's just like moving the cursor on the screen,
He's playing
games.
chess, yeah.
Insane, you know. That's like another level. You know, we were talking about enhancing our bodies for performance, but now it's like enhancing or, you know, connecting our brains to technology and doing things that would never
Who
be
knows where it's going to
possible.
bring us? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I brought up the announcement Neuralink had made last September about their like inhuman trials. So let's
okay.
maybe read it. So Neuralink's first inhuman clinical trial is open for recruitment. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
We are happy to announce that we've received approval from the Reviewing Independent Institutional Review Board and our first hospital site to begin recruitment for our first inhuman clinical trial. The PRIME study, short for Precise Robotically Implanted Brain-Computer Interface, a groundbreaking investigational medical device trial for our fully implantable wireless brain-computer interface, BCI, aims to evaluate the safety of our implant N1 and surgical robots R1 and assess the initial functionality of our BCI for enabling people with paralysis to control external devices with their thoughts.
It's a lot to digest.
Oh my goodness, dude. So, okay, wait a second. So they're going to allow, so these people that have the BCI, right? They get implanted and so they could like control like a cursor without any external like stimulus. Like is there,
Yeah,
it's like they don't have to
Just
click
with
on
their
anything.
thought-
It's just with their thoughts.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's so weird.
It's yeah, I don't know.
Hard
what
to
think
accept,
about-
man.
I don't know what
Holy
to think
shit.
about it.
I don't
yeah.
even know what to say about that. That's so crazy. And now they've actually experimented on one person, right? I think his name is Nolan Arbaugh. I think he's the first recipient of the BCI. And he's been like live streaming and shit with like showing people like how the BCI works.
So could maybe see if there was a clip, because this would be visually better to.
Oh, there's the ABC News here. Yeah, maybe check the ABC one.
I didn't have anything to wake up for in the morning, and this has changed that for me.
In a GMA broadcast exclusive, Nolan Arbaugh, the first human implanted with a Neuralink chip in his brain, is telling his story.
I accepted that I was paralyzed and that was my life. I always held out hope that it would all get better.
At 22 years old, Nolan says he dove headfirst in waist-deep water, struck something, and sustained a spinal cord injury. He couldn't move from the shoulders down.
Shit.
From the time of your injury until earlier this year, what was your daily life like?
I mean, one thing about being paralyzed is that there's a lot of time to sit and think. So I thought through basically my whole life and realized all the mistakes I'd made and what I could do better.
Then, just last year, Nolan, now 30, receiving a life-changing opportunity.
One day, one of my buddies from college called me up. We talked pretty regularly, and he was like, hey, Neuralink, they opened up the human trials. And I said, what's Neuralink?
Neuralink, co-founded by Elon Musk, is an experimental implantable brain-computer interface, or BCI. A chip surgically implanted by a robot and connected by threads to a patient's brain that allows the patient to control a computer or smartphone with their mind.
This is all from there to there.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Neuralink is not the only company working on this
with such
technology.
precision,
Several
too.
others are also testing their BCIs in
how
paralyzed
did they do
volunteers.
that?
Nolan now joins that small group as Neuralink's first patient.
I was just very happy that I would be a part of something that I believe is so monumental and this next step forward of helping people with paralysis.
What can you do now with the chip implanted that you could not do prior?
I can control a computer just like anyone else can, which is not something I was able to do beforehand.
You just played some music?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
He's on Spotify. Look at how he's
on
controlling
Spotify.
Spotify, like the
First
volume
patient that
slider.
Something unforeseen could go wrong now that this is inside your head?
I wouldn't say worry. It was something where I knew that if I did this, then it would take a lot of headache and heartache away from the people down the road.
Just last week, news that some of the threads in Nolan's brain had retracted, affecting the performance of the device.
How'd you take the news when they told you that the threads had retracted?
Yeah, it was really hard. It was very, very hard to give up all of the amazing things that I was able to do. I think I had cried basically afterwards.
The problem becoming an opportunity for the makers of Neuralink to explore solutions.
The reason we do clinical trial and early feasibility trial is to uncover these sort of issues as early as possible before they get marketed. And we rolled up our sleeves and found various different ways to for Nolan be able to recover his performance, which we have successfully been able to do.
As for
so they
Nolan, the
recovered his
future of the
performance.
technology only looks bright.
It's going to be amazing when someone can have a spinal cord injury, go into a hospital, get surgery, and walk out a couple days later. I think it's going to happen. I don't think it's as far away as people might think.
Wow.
It's pretty crazy.
Crazy, man. So yeah, I have a question on that. So do you think this technology will help, like he was just talking about, people with paralysis and, paraplegics, quadriplegics in the future? Or is this kind of a step in the wrong direction and is bringing us closer to this superhuman race?
No, it's enhancing the brain. It's like I can do math calculations now in my brain. But I mean, the thing is that this thing isn't enhancing the brain. It's just helping. It's just an interface connecting you to computers. Because that's what it is, right? Neural link, I guess. Neural linking,
Yeah, but this is the first step, right? The first part of the trial.
Yeah.
What's the next trial? What's the next phase? Where does it lead us?
Or another company that builds upon this and creates something where you become like the movie Limitless. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Never saw it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, Bradley Cooper. Well, he doesn't. It's not with the brain ball. He takes a drug and his brain, you know,
Oh
expands
yeah,
to,
yeah,
like,
I heard of that
100.
movie. Yeah,
And
yeah,
he's like,
yeah, right.
you know, he's like
Yeah.
stock exchanging, he knows all the numbers. Yeah. So could it lead to something like that? I don't know. But in the current stage that it's in, yeah, I think this is amazing. You know,
Yeah, in the current
especially for
stage, yeah.
paralyzed people or people who have disabilities. Yeah, for sure. I mean, but what else could this bring to? Like, I don't know. Yeah, what, you know,
Like, where's this gonna bring
nefarious,
us? Yeah. No, I'm not saying it's gonna be nefarious. I just feel like it's like making us like obsolete in a way. You know? It just kind of feels like we're getting diluted.
Or who knows? Yeah, this could be used. I don't know if or not. Like someone who just has that and doesn't move. It's just like
Yeah,
click,
exactly.
click, click.
Everything
yeah.
is
Yeah.
just virtual, basically like a metaverse, right? Kind of thing.
Yeah, metaverse where you don't even need to. Yeah, you could maybe just be in the metaverse, but you're just using your brain to interact. Or
I heard what they want to do next is that they want to implant this BCI into another patient, and they want to try to connect both of the
all their
brains,
brains
and they want to
together?
see if they could chat.
what the fuck? That would be insane.
So this is what I mean. Like,
Or, you know what I've also heard, you know, to bring up a name of someone who's very, you know, interested in all these sort of things, Brian Johnson, right, that we've talked about him in the past. I think like one of his, you know, goals in life in the future for humanity is to find a way to connect people so that I could literally put myself in your shoes and feel what you're feeling, you know, get to that point where, you know, you have like pains or something, like I could actually feel like how it feels to be you or how it feels to be me, you know?
yeah, that'd be interesting as well. But
Those
yeah.
sort of
maybe we'll get there one day.
who knows, man?
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, it's like it's moving so quick that you're like, is it stopping here? Nope. Is it stopping here? Nope. Is it?
No.
Like when are we stopping?
We're on this train that's going 1,000 miles per hour, and it's just, you know, slowly.
The thing
going
is
faster
that
and
all
fa- it's
these
going faster
like
and faster.
advancements of us becoming like these superhumans is like too fast for just our ancient brains. You know?
Exactly. Everything is just going so fast. Everything's just going 1,000
Almost like
miles
at
per
one
hour.
point, like our ancient brains, like the humans that we are now, is just gonna get overridden and become just, you know, this cyborg.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
machine.
we're becoming like, you know, diluted, like obsolete in a way. You know, it's just
or obsolete. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, that's
it's like we're
like-
diluting
like-
ourselves more and more because like we have all these insane technologies surrounding us, you know, and it's like what makes humans human? Like it's hard to like define that nowadays, you know.
You mean, yeah, okay, I get what you mean by diluting. Like,
It's like we're
like
getting
humans are
dissolved,
being
you know?
trivialized or
Yeah,
more
right, yeah.
like losing their value of like these creative, crazy beings. Now it's like, you know, you could take drugs and enhance yourself. You could, you know, put this technology and interface, you know.
And like when all these things will be readily available, right? Like who is not gonna take these things? Like let's say
you're gonna have humans that are like
Yeah.
non-enhanced versus enhanced
like
humans.
the anti-vax and the
Yeah,
vax.
It's for sure that's what's gonna be more and more in the future is gonna be people who just want to be natural, just want to be the old human.
That's
versus the
so
new
fucked up
human.
to think about.
Think about that. Or imagine your kid goes to school and all the kids have like these neurotech whatever implants or, you know, man, it brings up like so many of like these movies that I've seen, and one that I mentioned a bit before we started the podcast called Gattaca. If you've ever seen or heard of it, you haven't.
No, I
Okay.
never heard of it
Yeah,
or
it's-
seen it.
Yeah, it's from like the late 90s. It has Uma Thurman in it and Ethan Hawke. But it's really good. Basically, the movie is about what is it called? That term again? What is the thing with the genetics?
Genetic engineering.
Yeah, no, but when they try to, you know, like remove defects and they try to get like perfect humans only.
Gene editing, maybe?
No, it's not called gene editing. Let me just, you know, research the film here. Gattaca. Eugenics. Yeah. Eugenics is a set of beliefs and practices that aim to improve the genetic quality of a human population. But eugenics, you know, is seen in like a bad light, and like, you know, let's say the Nazis, you know, back in the day, that's what they were doing, you know, killing off, you know, disabled or gay people or whoever they thought, you know, weren't perfect or clean humans, you know. But anyways, in the movie, they're, you know, basically editing genes and making sure, you know, all the babies are born healthy. And then there's this one family that's like, no, we just want to have the baby, you know, regular baby, natural, and the baby's born, and, you know, he's got vision problems, and he got this and that, and he wants to become an astronaut, but to become an astronaut, you need to have perfect genetics. And then, yeah, so, and then in the film, there's a guy who has perfect genetics, but then he gets paralyzed, and then this guy meets him, and he's like, you know, I forgot what the movie was again.
Did he get Neuralink?
No. Yeah, you see. Okay, you see the synopsis. The film centers around Vincent Freeman, played by Hawk, who was conceived outside the eugenics program and struggles to overcome genetic discrimination to realize his dream of going into space. Yeah, and then he meets that guy who's paralyzed, who is perfect, and then they exchange like the identities. He takes his identity and he goes there into the space program, whatever. But like every day he needs to shed his like skin, clean up, make sure he has no like genetic material that can be left, so that they can track him and know that he's fake or, you know, he's tricking. But yeah, so all that to say, you know, how like in that movie, you know, you have like babies that are born that are perfect, and then others are like, no, we want to have them naturally. We don't want to edit the genes. You know, it's like, how far do we take that? You know,
it reminds me of the book Brave New World. There's a
yes, or yeah, they do that in that.
They do that in the book as well. Yeah,
of having perfect people.
So yeah. Wow, that's sounds like a good movie. I might watch that.
Yeah, it's very good. Very nice movie. It has Jude Law in it as well. He's a great actor. Yeah, everyone in it. But
maybe that movie was inspired by Brave New World in some ways, because Brave New World.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
probably because it sounds almost like the same synopsis almost.
Yeah, but in the Brave New World story, it's like the guy like the man from the jungle or whatever. What is he like?
The savage. The savage. Yeah. But it's similar how like you were saying that in the movie they were trying to go to space, but this one they were going to like a reservation or remember they were trying to like escape from like this was it like a factory kind of that they were operating in, and like they were making these perfect babies.
Oh yeah, I remember now.
And then one of them, like the one psychologist, his name was Bernard, I think he escapes. Okay. And then he goes into like that reservation and he meets that guy, the savage.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And yeah, that book's amazing. But
it's been a while I've read it. But yeah, it just puts a lot of things into question of what's to come, and yeah, are we gonna have humans that are natural versus enhanced? Yeah,
Brave New World.
Brave New World. Yeah,
it's basically what it
comes
is.
Up to that, huh?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we could talk about gene editing if you want, but
yeah, which we slightly kind of mentioned here, which was the third topic we wanted to discuss. But that's the thing. Like one of the first questions is it ethical, or do we want to eliminate all, you know, genetic diseases, and, you know, where should we draw the line when it comes to that?
So when it comes to gene editing, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know people are using like CRISPR, right? To like, I guess, modify certain genes using like enzymes. And I know they're able to control viruses in a better way now with this type of gene editing. So I guess in a way it could be useful. I mean, if there are, you know, viruses that are pathologically really dangerous, then maybe it could be useful. But it seems like people are, you know, pushing this CRISPR gene editing thing to like in ways that they shouldn't be, like tampering with, you know, genes of certain people and modifying genes in crazy ways and making, you know, like almost like we were talking about, like trying to make the perfect human.
You don't think it's ethical?
It's hard to say, really. I mean, it's ethical until it's not. You know what I mean? Like it's ethical maybe right now, like we're doing testing with it, but
okay, once
we start tampering with like people's genes and trying to modify them, like, oh, I don't want my, you know, baby to have this, I want it to be like this, then is that
or
really,
even
is
physical
right?
appearance
right,
related,
I mean.
you know? you know, I've heard, you know, you could choose the color of their eye, the color of their hair, this and that. And it's like, okay, so what is there left for like nature to decide?
And then we're going to be able to choose their sex. And that's when things become fucked.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, imagine if to one point we can choose their sex.
And I think they're actually kind of like working on that right now. Like they're trying to.
And I bet like governments are going to crack down on that real fast because they're going to go, whoa, wait a second. You can't start choosing, you know, if you want just girls or boys. We need to make sure we have 50-50 at least, you know, in terms of how many boys versus girls there are. Because imagine, I don't know, some cultures obviously have a bias towards having more boys, let's say. You know, like fathers are like, I want a boy. Imagine they just force a boy. Well,
like China.
Well, like how China actually forced by law to have boys, and now they're, you know, reaping the consequence because now there are so many.
Yeah, they're having like a population crisis.
Yeah,
man. I don't know. It's gonna be very hard to distinguish what should be, like, it's gonna be blurred lines. You know, like what should be allowed, where should we draw the line, what could we do, what could we tamper with, what can we
because
try to fix.
Some things, you know, we in the past we just gave it to nature, you know, like nature was the one who decided, you know, and it's like, well, your son was born, you know, an autistic, or you were born like this, or you have red hair, or you have black hair, and it's like, yeah, it's just like roll the dice, you know. Like, everyone gets the roll of the dice, but now it's like, no, I can choose what face that I have on my dice, you know. It's not random anymore.
I wonder what happens, you know, like if we start playing with nature that much, you know, where does that lead us? Like where does evolution, what happens with evolution?
To apocalypse.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think so.
But
I mean,
no. Yeah, but yeah, how does that affect evolutionarily speaking? You know?
I don't know. Like, how does nature interpret that? You know, it's like
It's saying,
we're playing Mother Nature.
So you guys want to decide where you want to go as a species?
Yeah, you guys are in the driver's seat now. You know, it's like weird.
Yeah.
Like, what does evolution do? Where does?
Well, evolution, I guess. Evolution is just, I guess, like a current of water. I don't know. I mean, I bet it's not scientific what I'm saying, but from my understanding, it's like a current of water that just follows, you know, the direction of least resistance, I guess, you know, kind of like a river that makes a path. And if humans start editing their genes to go in a certain path of like perfect humans, then maybe evolution is like, well, I guess we're going this way, you know?
Yeah, but what I'm afraid of is like, okay, let's say we're playing with our genes and we keep interfering. Maybe evolution like will misinterpret what we're trying to achieve, and it's gonna like push us in a wrong direction
and like start producing, like kind of mutating
in the wrong way. Yeah, like who knows, like how.
Yeah, but if we can control what types of births we have, then how would evolution? I don't know, dude. I mean, you might be.
I might be wrong. I might be right. I have no idea. Like I don't think anyone knows.
Nobody has any idea what we're getting ourselves into with this.
But that's the thing. I don't know. I feel like the safest bet is just not to tamper with genes that much. Let's be real.
Yeah. Like those are, well, obviously at first they started with novel, you know, goals of like, we want to help eradicate certain diseases.
But that's what I mean. It always starts with like a positive kind of goal.
Which is good. Sure. I don't want someone dying from a disease, that we can prevent or whatever. But then it starts going.
But do you think like, okay, do you think also that's kind of like a marketing tactic in a way? Like this is our goal is like this positive thing, but then there's the lucrative kind of like, oh, we're going to make money out of this shit, you know? Like, do you think?
Obviously, whatever money is involved in anything.
Yeah. You know. I mean, like on paper, what Neuralink is doing looks pretty damn impressive right now, but like, like
the guy said, he said, we're making sure we do a lot of clinical trials to prove that this is good before we start marketing this.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Okay, so they haven't started marketing yet then.
No, obviously not. They haven't. They're doing clinical trials to make sure, you know, everyone trusts their stuff and, you know, we can trust this device being implanted. And then when they start marketing, how are they going to market this, you know? Is it going to be like Black Mirror style? Buy this new Neuralink, you know.
Fuck. Holy shit, man. That's scary.
The Black Mirror.
Like imagine you see like commercials on TV
Yeah.
and stuff about it.
You see like a lady with like a, do the procedure in less than 30 minutes. Get a free consult.
That's what like Nolan was saying in the video. He was saying like, oh, some people that may get paralyzed could walk into an operating room, 30 minutes later, no more paralysis. You're done.
Boom. There you go.
That is wild.
You market that with a paraplegic as your, brand ambassador.
Yeah, that's kind of what they're doing right now.
They could just do an ad with the person who's paraplegic saying, I was paraplegic for 15 years and then I got, Neuralink and I can play video games and chess and I can control Spotify with my brain.
I don't know, man. It's crazy times. I don't know. I feel like ever since last year with like ChatGPT coming out, I don't know, it just felt like everything is just going that much faster. Like ever since like there's kind of this like AI revolution happening, and it's going quick.
A lot of just boom, 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 back to back
Updates, upgrades, everything. Did you see that? Apple has like their new iOS version has GPT integrated with
but
it.
I think people are roasting it. Apparently, it's not that crazy or whatever. But
It's gonna get better. They're roasting it now. Next iOS version. All right, it's doing this now.
Yeah, for sure.
And they're gonna be like, oh, it's better than the last one.
But I mean, a lot of the Android or other phones too. They have similar capabilities. I mean, it's not just Apple. Yeah, but I'm just saying like. Yeah, all these major, phone manufacturers are implementing AI. Like everyone now has AI. Like
everyone has
just
it.
Literally.
Why wouldn't they? It's slowing them down if they don't have it. If everyone has AI, everyone doesn't. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna just fall behind.
Because it's like you're not utilizing the super intelligence that can speed up everything, and so
Yeah. Yeah, we talked a lot about these things. I mean, there's not much more to say. It's just it's going really fast, and we need to watch out.
Yeah, we need to watch out, and like we've said in the past, is to take slow steps and evaluate what the future holds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like evaluate the risks compared to the benefits,
The rewards, and
yeah. I guess that's it.
That's it, yeah. I think we covered a lot.
Yeah, we covered a lot. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.